welcome to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing a remaster of a decade-old game, and that game, of course, is Ghostbusters Remastered. Ghostbusters, the video game that came out 10 years ago, is critically acclaimed and pretty much universally appraised as one of the best movie tie-in games. And so it's one of those games that came out on the 360 and the PS3. I believe there was a Wii version as well. I never played the Wii version of the game. And one of the really cool and interesting aspects about this game is they were able to get back all of the original cast at that time. So Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, they're all in this game. They all voice their respective characters from the Ghostbusters movies, and it's fantastic. And this game plays pretty much like the Ghostbusters 3 that we never got. And it's kind of weird now, 10 years later to be looking at a game where, hey, you know what, we had a reboot of this franchise that failed miserably. We have a 2020 movie that is currently being worked on as kind of the official Ghostbusters 3. So it's not like this is a dead franchise, but at the time that this game came out, there hadn't been a lot of movement on Ghostbusters as a property. There's still a rabid fan base for Ghostbusters. People are always going to love this franchise, but at the time it kind of came out to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the original movie, in which now it's the 35th anniversary of the original movie. So the Ghostbusters game has you playing as a rookie. You're basically a new unnamed protagonist who has joined the Ghostbusters. And the whole point of this game is you play as this character and you intertwine with the other Ghostbusters. So you get prominent screen time with Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, and Ernie Hudson. And right off the bat, it's just fantastic. Their banter is just as good as it was 25, 35 years ago.
Well, hello. You're perfectly safe now, Miss. The Ghostbusters are here.
Back off, loser. Never gonna happen.
That approach rarely works with me. I'll show you why later.
All right, Ace. Get ready.
Dr. Stantz, if you'd do the honors.
Proud to, Dr. Venkman.
Part of our settlement with the city, proton packs must remain off in heavily populated public areas.
And in close quarters. It minimizes the city's liabilities and satisfies the restraining order the maid here had put on us.
World we live in today, you shoot a proton stream of highly charged particles at someone, they get all so happy.
The script for this game was written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. You can tell that the people who made this game had a severe passion for Ghostbusters as a franchise, as a property, and they really handled it well. It really plays well. It tells a really good story, an interesting story, a funny story, and overall it's a fantastic game. And the remaster, which we're reviewing here today, and this is going to be a short review of the game, I really enjoyed my time with it. One of the most awesome aspects about it is it's going to run at 60 frames no matter what platform you play it on. With that exception being the Switch version. I haven't seen the Switch version, so I can't speak to that one. But even playing on a base PS4 or a base Xbox One, the game will run at 1080p 60 frames. I believe the Xbox One X version runs at a native 4K 60 frames. If I'm wrong about that, you can fire that off in the comments below. And the PS4 Pro version, I don't know what the resolution of it is. So I had a blast playing this. It runs a lot better. I have a few gripes with the remaster, so to speak, of it. Firstly, the cutscenes are not remastered, and the audio is not remastered. So you get different scenes where an audio clip or somebody saying something might sound just not as good as it should by today's standards. The cutscenes look a little bit blurrier than the actual game because they weren't remastered, so they're literally just ripping those cutscenes from the 360 game and throwing them up here. Some of the controls and stuff are a little wonky today. I think overall the game still plays really well, and it did 10 years ago. The one other gripe that I've seen, and I'm conflicted on this gripe, is there is no multiplayer in this version of the game. So there was a pretty interesting proof of concept multiplayer mode in the original Ghostbusters release back in 2009. that I actually played a lot of. It was an interesting mode where you kind of captured ghosts together, almost like a horde mode type thing. They completely just removed all of that from this remaster. So this is just the single player campaign. And even that at $30, I think that alone is worth your money. If you've never played the Ghostbusters game, you missed it 10 years ago, this is a great opportunity to play it. The one other negative thing I will say is for this physical copy of the game here, the only place that's selling a physical copy of the game is GameStop. So I had to go into a GameStop for the first time in probably about 6 months and just kind of see what's going on, so to speak. It's kind of a bummer. I've seen this happening more and more recently. Earlier this year, there was the Borderlands original remaster, physical only at GameStop. GameStop's been doing this more and more often. Now, it doesn't mean if you don't want to buy a physical copy of this Ghostbusters remaster, you can literally go on the PSN store or the Xbox Game Store or the Switch eShop and buy it for $30. It's the same price. But if you, like me, and you want to own physical media still, you can go to a GameStop, you can pick it up, same price, $30. I think overall, I'm really happy with owning a physical copy of this. Not everybody is a physical hound like I am, so I really enjoyed my time with this game. The campaign itself, just to get through it, it's about a 6 to 7 hour campaign. Definitely worth $30. It's incredibly well written. It's funny, there's a lot of humor into it, and if you're a fan of the original Ghostbusters kind of dry humor, this game has that nailed perfectly. Capturing the ghosts and everything is still fun to this day as well. I think graphically with the remastered enhancements, the game still kind of looks stunning. There's a lot of good like backdrops and like skyscapes and stuff in this game, especially when you go into the ghost world. Things look really interesting and fun and wacky there in comparison to how the game maybe looked 10 years ago. I think they did a good job of remastering the actual core game here. It is a bummer that they didn't go back and remaster any of the audio or remaster any of the cutscenes, so to speak, but I think for $30, you're getting the bang for your buck here. So overall, Ghostbusters Remastered, I'd had a blast playing through this game again. I really like this Ghostbusters game. It's a shame that this is kind of the last good Ghostbusters thing we've had. There were a couple other games that came out and weren't very good. Obviously, I mentioned before, there was that 2016 reboot movie. That was really, really bad. There is a new movie coming out next summer. The original director's son is directing it. Most of the cast is coming back. Obviously, Harold Ramis is no longer with us, but the rest of the original cast is set to return at some capacity in it. I think there's a chance to tell a good third Ghostbusters movie story, and I think it can be done there. But if you've never played this Ghostbusters game, please give it a try. It's an awesome, fantastic game. Just really quick here, I'm going to give this remaster a B+. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.